Hello guys, good afternoon. We are Asmati Vito and
Karen Lopez.
today we are going to talk about reviving England. This idea comes from Simon Peterson's book Englishness, 20th century popular culture and the forming of English identity. Okay, so before we start with our exposition, it is really important for us to know what is the meaning of reviving England. And reviving England means how the country tried to rebuild its national identity during the 20th century. After wars, after the fall of the British Empire, and also after different cultural changes. Today we are going to learn how popular culture like music, TV, sport helps people to rediscover what is the meaning of being English. Also, we have historical context. At the start of the 1900s, England was a world power, but after two world wars and the loss of its empire, the country went through an identity crisis. At this moment, people start asking themselves, who are we now? And also, the United States was really famous for its famous music and movies. So England start like competing with Americans, not just politically, also culturally. Popular culture. Peterson says that popular culture helped to rebuild the identity, and in the year 1960, bands like the Beatles and the Rolling Stones show a new modern English spirit, creative, confident, and young. So instead of powerful empire, England was like most focused through their music and also the arts. Cinema and television. After World War II, British films and TV was focused on ordinary people. Movies like Saturday Night and Sunday Morning and shows like Coronation Street show real life and working class struggles. So this changed the image of England. So now it was about everyday people, about humor and strength, and not just about kings and upper classes. Sport and national pride. Football became a national pride for England. England's victory in the 1966 World Cup united the country and made people feel proud again. So through sport, everyone, rich people and poor people, they start feeling part from the same nation. And just to conclude my part, popular culture helped England find a new identity after a century of change.
Good afternoon. As my partner said, that it wasn't just about sports, culture, or crime. It was more than that. For example, in this case, we can see social change in diversity. After the end of the empire, many immigrants from the older colonies, such as India, Pakistan, Jamaica, and Nigeria, dividing